Around the Metaverse, our weekly show where we bring together the best content creators from the Web3 gaming community to talk about the recent news and give you guys everything you need to know to stay up to date. And if you didn't notice, I got the agent shades on today, baby. You know what I'm saying? We were just at GDC. I was just at NFT NYC. Look at this amazing panel and array of people that we have around us. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. CryptoStache. Look at these guys that we have with us. These are content creators.
Except for UKIN, who doesn't have apparently his agent glasses. He forgot them today. Damn, we mail them out to everybody. Even Terrace, he's over there on the road. He got his supply drop. What the hell happened, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't come through the mail.
You missed the supply drop, bro. You got to meet at the extraction point. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
That.
Amazon again. God.
Amazon again. I mixed my Amazon extraction point. Got to get the Amazon locker. You're like the Amazon delivery guy that's like, dude, where's the lockers at?
You're gonna see the video on the Ring door cam. It's like him punting your glasses to the front door. It's all in pieces.
All right. Well, note to the secret agent staff. I guess we got to hand deliver the glasses to UKIN here. You know, he can't figure out the scheme on his own. But we're gonna welcome the people that we have on the show. As everyone knows, CryptoStache. This is his channel. CryptoStache has been around forever. But we'll get to him in a second. First, we're going to go to UKIN. UKIN, sir, can you tell us who you are?
Wait. Is it UKIN or is it UKIN?
It's UKIN.
It's UKIN. It's not.
I call him Uki.
I call him Uki. I like that, actually. That's pretty good, too. Let's
call him Uki.
You can call me Uki. Call me UKIN.
Yes, UKIN is the correct pronunciation, but why would I do that? Uki over here. So You Can Do It is really his name. Is You Can Do It is the correct name.
Yes.
Yeah. If you look at his shirt.
Yes.
We hung out at GDC. You're a KOL influencer. Okay, first of all, you know, whatever you are, I don't know, name yourself, label yourself, but tell us a little bit about what is it that you do, Uki?
Well, thank you, Doug. I appreciate it. I would say I'm a Web3 content creator. Definitely came from the Web2 space. That's kind of where I have been for the past, years, making my own content, doing playing video games, did a lot of reaction videos, just kind of figuring out my niche and everything, and then coming back into gaming and wanting to be a part of a good community. And I've been researching Web3 gaming for a bit now, but I haven't actually really made content until this year. And Twitter, I found out to be the best option for me to be a part of. And again, that's where the community is lying at right now. It's where everyone else is active at. And for me, at that time, was being able to play a Shrapnel. I got top 10 in Shrapnel, and then winning some prizes as well. But again, just making my name in the
trying to flex on me, bro.
he just dropped all the accolades. He's like, man, here's the journey.
You kind of came out a little bit not out of nowhere, but you kind of showed up and all of a sudden got like all this stuff and accolades and flexing on people. I'm like, who the hell does this? You can game guy think he is, you know what I'm saying? Like who do you think you are?
Yeah, just trying to be an inspirational people for anyone out there.
You're trying to inspire us, okay, to be as good as you. I see how it is. All right.
Maybe not just inspire you, but also just letting people know, like for my kids. I mean, the name UKIN is also part of my kids' names as well. So it's definitely my pass down to them to give them the opportunity to, if they want to be in the space of being able to, do the things that they want to do in their life, then that kind of the name symbolizes, and also trying to help other people out there, giving them inspiration that Web3 is a good place, man. This is a great place. I mean, we've got all these beautiful people on this stage right here, and also in Twitter as well. I mean, these people are building the next generation of gamers and investors, and just a great mindset we have here. So thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys inviting me.
Yeah, you need claps after that speech. You can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
That sounded practiced.
Yeah. That was actually like he was reading from a tablet in front of him.
He's been drinking the parallel Kool-Aid over there, man. I think it's got him super hyped.
Yeah, you better be ready to talk about parallels in Hearthstone. I have no idea what side people are going to take in this battle. You could be any side. It could be parallel. It could be Hearthstone. But let's get. Okay, UKIN, you can do it. You can also get to the next person, which is. Let's go. We're gonna save Terrace for last because he's special. We're gonna now go to King Snooch because King Snooch is not in a truck, and But he does have secret agent glasses, and
He's
apparently I
looking
hang
very
out with King
villain-like.
Snooch all the time.
He's looking very
Let's go,
villain-like
bro.
right now, man, with the white chair and like the glasses. Like he's got quite a villain look going on right now.
Yeah. You kind
like
of
it.
do,
You
King
never know,
Snooch,
I
look
could
like
be.
a villain.
I could be the dark guy. You never know.
The dark king Snooch. Snooch has a Twitter space that's really fun. Knights of the Round Table and all this stuff, right? Could you tell us a little bit about yourself, Snooch? We've been hanging out all the time at GDC, NYC, like everywhere I go. It's me and King Snooch.
Hotels, restaurants, you never know, man. It pop up all over the place. Yeah, so I started out in mobile gaming. I was pretty heavy into it. I spent way too much money in mobile games. My wife would get pissed at me if she knew how much total. But yeah, I spent way too much money on mobile games. And what kind of like killed me was when I got done playing a game, when I lost interest in it or whatever, all that money was just pissed away. Like,
So you're saying you have a
gone.
gambling habit and you brought it to Web3.
Yeah. So like when I would lose interest in a game or whatever, I would move on to the next one. All that money's gone. And then someone told me about this thing, this Web3, and I was like, what is this? What are you talking about? And they're like, oh, you can spend money on the game, but you actually own what you spend the money on, and you could do whatever you want with it. You could sell it, trade it, hold it. You could do whatever you want. And that to me was like the aha moment for me. Like, holy cow, I'm not dumping my money down the drain. So I started getting into a couple of Web3 games. The first one that I got into, I kind of got in pretty deep.
Dumped your money down the drain, you think?
No, actually, I still hold.
It's like first project, dump money down the drain.
No, the first project I actually got into was a mini game, the Red Village, and I currently own over 200 assets with them. And I am now actually, here it is, about 2 years later, and now I'm actually part of the team for Dark Times, their main game that they're launching, that they just came out of stealth on. And I'm creating content. I'm networking like crazy. I go around, I go to these events like Doug's talking about, GDC, NFT NYC. This is my second time going to NFT NYC, and just meeting up with all the other builders in the space, all the founders, all the other teams, and getting to know the people that are out there. When you make those face-to-face connections, man, it is so invaluable. It's so beneficial to go do that. I mean, I've about the only person in this room right now that I haven't met face-to-face is my man Terrace. If you want to bring,
That's
it over
because he's on a secret mission, Terrace. He's on a secret mission. Look at him. He's got the jacket. He's got all
Once
the
I can
things.
make it out there, I'll come through and we can grab a bite or something, bro.
Oh yeah, he's gonna stroll through my town someday on his truck, and we're gonna just stop somewhere, get coffee or beer, depending on the time of the day.
You think that you're a good secret agent. Terrace is everywhere. He's traveling the country. You have no idea. He could be the guy driving the truck. He could be the dude down the street at the
Did you hear that
coffee shop.
that truck horn in the background? That's him going by Stash's house right now. Go ahead, give us a toot. Give us a toot. Pull it.
I wish I could. I'm at a shipper. They would flip out.
He's rugging us. He can't do it. He
rugging
has
us.
to keep his
It's
cover.
a green screen, guys.
You're trying to get him.
It's a green screen.
Trying to get him blow his cover. King
He said
Snooch.
it's a green screen.
It's a green
Let's
screen.
go.
It's over. Come on, man. We know.
King Snooch wants him to blow his cover.
Oh,
All right,
I'll prove it a little bit. Hold on. Here we
It's a
go.
really good
Here's
green
some proof
screen,
of
though.
There he
where
is.
I
There
am.
he is. Look at that.
Wow.
They're really good.
Okay.
An amazing green screen.
That's a good one, man.
Amazing.
I need that green screen
So
set up.
realistic, even with like the paper plates there in front too. Like I love it.
Dude, I don't know what to say about this guy.
I want to know more about Terrace.
Look,
I was from lunch.
CryptoStache. Look, I don't know what to think about this guy. He's like such a secret deep agent that I didn't even know that he was a secret agent. Like he's like under his secret
cells, yeah.
agent. He's on the road. He's like running stuff. He's running Discords, running game while he's on the road doing this stuff. Stash, where did you find this guy? How did you know? How did you find him? He's such a deep cover.
It's one of those. Look, man. We plant these type of people in the society here, sometimes without them even knowing. Now, Terrace, he may have actually been running multiple missions for us in the past. No recollection.
No recollection. That's the key. Is that like maybe I knew and didn't even know that I knew. But Terrace,
yeah, right, exactly.
The world may never know.
I didn't even know that I knew. But Terrace, the thing I do know is that like you're always running around doing so many things, doing secret missions. And then you'll just pop in and drop some knowledge, and I'm like, where the hell did this come from? Like, this is a surprise. You surprise me often. Today he popped up. He's like, Doug, don't forget to do your owned NFT operator thing. It's the final day. And he's like walking me through it like I'm a child. And I'm just like, thank God you're here, because nobody else could figure this out. You're a damn genius. So now you're here with us, Terrace. You're blowing a little bit of your cover, but you got your shades on, so people definitely will never recognize you if they see you. But it's not a problem. But can you tell us a little bit about what you do, your background, and what you love about Web3?
Yeah, sure. I'm apparently a truck driver, at least for now. Who knows what I'll be next week? Um, I work for owned.gg as a Discord moderator. I like to tell everybody that because I do love the platform and I do promote it. And that's because I love it, not just because I get paid as a Discord mod. But besides that, I say somebody blew the horn for you.
Horn blows is a
I I love I can't even keep a straight face. I love Web3 because it's the tech background of it. It's the next layer of technical infrastructure that we're looking towards with the ownership layer built into it. That's what excites me. Not so much the cryptocurrencies and the meme coins and even some of the games, because some of the games realistically aren't that great, as we'll discuss today. No, but it's it's a whole new culture. It's a whole new way of life. It's a whole new embedding of the Internet of Things into what we do daily, what we experience daily, how we experience things daily, and it excites the hell out of me because it's just like the .com boom. It changed everything for our world, and this is going to change everything for our world moving forward.
So my question, though, real quick, Terrace, is while you're driving your Tesla Semi, are you able to play games at the same time? Because now they just released like self-drive mode. You don't even have to drive.
If I had a Tesla self-driving truck, I would love to do that and just have that running. I could play a game like Nitro while I'm running because Nitro you don't actually have to do anything. But like actual games, no, I couldn't. I have my laptop tucked away in one of my side pouches so that when I do get stopped, I can hook it up and set up a mobile hotspot and play a little bit.
You got the mobile hotspot. So you're a satellite agent. Everyone watch out for Terrace as he cruises by. You know what I'm saying? He's got his laptop. He's ready to do some damage. Let's get to our CryptoStache. CryptoStache, how are you doing?
Yo.
We just had GDC and the agent safe house there. That was really cool. And there's been a lot of just like super exciting things happening in the Web3 world right now with gaming, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we're at that time. This is the time that everyone starts coming out the woodworks. There's tons of new people. There's tons of old people coming back who left. You know, so it's exciting, man. And there's a lot of projects that are doing a whole hell of a lot. So everyone's releasing a token. Everyone has a play to airdrop campaign. Everyone has social quests you got to do. You know that you got to download you got to get all the things. You got to do all the things, man. And so the attention is being stretched to thin.
Dude, like sometimes I go to convention stash just to get away from the craziness, even though conventions are crazy, but you talk to people. When I'm at home, I'm watching all the tickers. I'm looking at all the things happening. I'm responding to DMs. I'm responding to tweets, commenting on all my friends' tweets, doing all these things. You're just, excuse me. You're just like, sorry. In my traveling the world as a secret agent, you carry a lot of viruses with you. It's not a big deal. But I'm immune to them. So I'm immune to all of them. But it's almost like a vacation, even though you're working the whole time and you're like barely sleeping, you're going crazy. It's almost like you're on a little mini vacation. I actually feel a little refreshed, even though I only slept like one night, basically the whole day. And King Snooch and I shared a hotel room and he snored the whole time, but don't tell anybody that, okay? So it was like one of those things where like, don't. It's a little bit of little action. I was like, wake up. I gotta sleep at some point.
Like 4 times. Hey, you're snoring.
Yeah, more. No, it was like 10. You just didn't wake up the other times. It's not a big deal. King Snooch, he's like sleeping on the ground. And I'm just like kicking him, like, hey, servant, per boy, wake the hell up. And I'm just kidding. He's the king. He's the king.
Strawberry cake. So like it didn't.
Yeah, strawberry cake. It was a good time, but it's a lot of fun. We're just having like fun all the time and making friends, and it's a good time. And yeah, it was so much fun, and we all got to hang out at GDC and be at the safe house and stuff. And now that we've got all this hype and all this stuff happening and all this excitement in Web3, now, especially with you see Parallel now, they're going to come out with like AI and all this stuff, and they're flexing hard, they're doing well. And then the Hearthstone community is just coming out of the woodwork being like, it's scams.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the worst.
There's a reason.
Don't even do that. Oh, there's a reason? All right, let's go to you first then. What is the reason? Why is Hearthstone so upset at Parallel right now?
Because Parallel just onboarded one of their #1 players in the world.
Ah, yes. Yeah, yes.
I'm going to probably butcher his name, how you pronounce it. I think it's pronounced Tice Molnick. I'm not sure how you really pronounce it, but his first name is spelled Thijs. And he's top in the world for Hearthstone. And he just put out a tweet the other day. I don't know if I probably can't find it right now, but there was just a tweet released from Parallel that he's joining Parallel. And I think that kind of spurred the whole, oh crap, our best player from Hearthstone is now going over to Web3.
And it's a trend. It feels like a trend because they have Ali Straza now is like on the Parallel.
Straza is one of the best content creators from Hearthstone as well. Yep.
We hung out with her at GDC, and so they got her and him. And when that starts happening, you start going like, oh no, this is a slippery slope. What's going to happen next? Is it just going to keep, is this like just going to keep going over to Parallel and Web3? Are we going to lose everybody? I'm sure Hearthstone is freaking out right now. Their whole community is freaking out too, because they're feeling that. They're like, dude, all these people going over to Web3, how dare they? In fact, I found many articles from the past 6 months of players that have literally like posted, hey, I've spent so much money in Hearthstone, and now I'm going to go into Parallel and make my money back. I saw people actually tweet that. Like, that's their strategy, is like, I've played Hearthstone forever, and it was fun, and I lost all this money. Now I'm going to go to Parallel and have fun, and the game was cool, but I'm going to go and make my money back now. And I was like, dude, and this was like a tweet I found like 6 months ago, and I'm like, not even now, like, we're seeing this stuff happen. It's crazy. So, King Snooch Mark, like, when you saw that stuff happening, did you think that basically Hearthstone's reacting out of like freaking out, or are they genuinely think that Parallel is like a bad game, or are they just doing it to like protect their bags?
Here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't think Hearthstone gives a shit. I think it's the Hearthstone players, and that's the difference between Web 2 and Web 3. Hearthstone's not saying anything to their community. Koji over at Parallel talks to his community all the time. The founders and the builders are building out in the open, Parallel, so they're communicating to their community. That's not happening with Hearthstone.
Right. That's true. That's a big thing part of Web3. And then you see us in the Web3 community, whether it's like content creators, gamers, all the people that we're friends with are like watching this, just kind of chuckling, right? We're just kind of like, whoa, dude, like, whoa, bro, the heat in the kitchen just got turned up a little bit, bro. Like, what? Wow, a lot of shade happening. Of course, there's been a lot of shade about Web3 gaming, but like we saw at GDC, it went really well. We were flexing at GDC, although the Wolvesdow parties events, the AVAX booth, like I don't know about you guys, but GDC felt great. Let's go over to UKIN now. You were over at GDC. How is this feeling to you? Do you think that do you think that the Hearthstone players are also worried that Parallel might be a better game too, because they're coming out with an AI version of the game, like all this other stuff is being laid out. It's not just a trading card game, and it looks to be really interesting. Do you think that they're actually just like scared that their Hearthstone community is going to kind of rug a little bit?
No, I think you're right, because they do have different modes. They're going to have different things within that Parallel universe. Hearthstone is just Hearthstone, right? Trading card game. That's all it's what it's going to be known for. It had its run, but honestly, you have the AI stuff. I actually played the AI version of it at the Wolf's Den, and that was really fun. I actually really had a really good time with it, with Koji and everything, telling me about what I should do and all that stuff like that. Like, all that AI stuff is going to be really interesting, especially adding all the great stuff that they're going to have with Parallel. And I think that, again, they're building on top of Parallel right now, and you're going to start seeing all these Hearthstone players be like, again, going from that, like, hey, I'm losing money from Hearthstone. These people are making money from Parallel, and they're going to have other content out there other than just the trading card game. I mean, the universe of Parallel is just going to keep growing, and eventually it's going to overtake Hearthstone, in my opinion.
I just put a few links in the chat there on this thing on Ninja Stash, and there is a lot of stuff happening. Okay, let me tell you something, right? Like, I looked at all the tweets. It's not only that, is it Thijs, his name is? I don't know his name really.
Tice.
It's a cool name. That's actually a cool name.
I actually sent you the link, Doug, in your Twitter DM.
And Parallel's having like a $500,000 Parallel League prize pool tournament, it looks like, which is really cool. There's so much happening, but I'm going to read you some of the tweets that people say. This is on Reddit, I believe, and they're saying like, "What's Parallel?" And they respond like, "A rapidly failing NFT bullshit game," right? What's even more sad is she's still in a Web3 crypto scam game, right? I noticed that several HS content creators, Hearthstone creators, are now ambassadors of Parallel. Personally, I'm very disappointed. Ali Straza, Fino, RDU, what's his name, Bunny Hopper, and this new guy. Man, I'm gonna figure out his name. Okay, probably. And it said, what are they gonna get out of it? Probably 3 JPEGs. Quite a few Hearthstone people ended that way. Apparently, it's easier to scam people with crypto games than to do something they enjoy. Right. So this is the thing. They think people are only in it for the money, and it's a big scam, and everybody is just in on it. And the answer is, yeah, we are in on it because we're playing games and having fun, and we're making the money. It's like,
and from what they're even saying, they're not even just in it just for the money, but in it because it's a scam. Like, you know, it's like
Right.
it's not even like, okay, well, maybe they're in it for the money. Okay, that's one thing, but not just that. No, it's also a scam. Not just like, oh, you can make money and do it, whatever. Okay, now, you know, they sold out, we'll say, but not only did they also sell out, but it's also a scam. So they sold out to a scam, and anyone that touches it essentially is now associated with the scam of crypto in general, right? And that's the kind of consensus we hear, I think, from the general public is, you know, still crypto in general to people is a scam. There's no delineating, you know, between other cryptos that are not a scam or other tokens that have different utilities. It's all a scam.
Hey, that's a really good segue to the man of the hour, Terrace. Terrace, you're around. You're talking to the peoples. You're talking to the truckers. You're a secret agent out with a few people. How are people feeling about Web3 in general? Do you think that, like, if you have buddies that play games, like there's just the common folk out there that, you know, you allow to talk to you, you know, because you're a secret agent, you have to like pick and choose like who's the right person to talk to. Do you think they'd be into Web3 gaming and like a game like Parallels more than Hearthstone? Like, what do you think is the common sentiment about the peoples?
I think the common sentiment about the people realistically is that NFTs and Web3 are still sketchy. People still aren't sure about it, and it's because of the bad actors that we do have in the space. When it comes to Parallel and Hearthstone, whether we're going to really draw a huge audience from Hearthstone, Hearthstone is a Goliath. It's David and the Goliath, literally, when it comes to Hearthstone and Parallel. Parallel is brand new. Like they're a year or so in, or 2 years in, whatever they've been building for. They're a baby in the space. They're a new studio. They may have experienced developers. They may have experienced C-suite people, but they're babies. They're learning to walk. They're getting used to the industry. They're getting used to the newness of Web3 and crypto and gaming, and they're trying to figure it out just like everybody else is. Are they going to take people from them? Obviously, yes. Like we see people coming over, and they're coming over because they're going to make probably more money here than they did with Hearthstone, even though they were making money with Hearthstone. But I disagree a little bit with UKIN. I think that Hearthstone is built on the World of Warcraft lore. So they do really have a lot of background to it. It's a lot more than just a card game. They've got a whole ecosystem, sort of like MapleStory, how they're working with their universe. There's a whole ecosystem behind them. There's a whole platform and a whole lore structure and a whole history. And Blizzard's been playing off of that for what, 20 plus years now, more than that, in the 90s, the 80s. But when it comes to people, I've got people hitting me up now that never would have talked to me about crypto before, and it's because of the bull market, it's because of the ETFs, it's because of the hype that's around it, and the fact that a lot of people are making money. When people start losing money again, we'll start to hear less people talking about it again.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, I like the point about, you know, how, you know, Hearthstone came from World of Warcraft. When you talk about the difference, right? Hearthstone is that off splinter, that offshoot of an original game, right? And then Parallel is trying to be kind of the center where they'll have offshoots from you know what I'm saying? So like it starts off as a card game and that kind of being the IP, and then other games kind of shooting off from that, which is interesting. Kind of, you know, when you look at that, right? When you put them next to each other to see like that Hearthstone was essentially a mod, you know, kind of coming from another game, kind of a mod from an existing game and existing IP, and then Parallel trying to establish themselves as an original IP that is already having other, you know, games and things built on the same thing. So yeah, it's interesting, like juxtaposition we see there, man. That they kind of are at odds with each other right now, I would say, you know.
Well,
I think a lot of it is just because, yeah, you know, Parallel swinging that big money around, dude. But I agree with the Snooze. I don't think that Hearthstone themselves care. I think it's more of a community thing. I think the game themselves don't even see it probably as any kind of threat because, yeah, it is very much a David and Goliath situation here. So, I mean, I don't know. I think that the effect here is it just helps to kind of probably elevate Parallel, even though people think, oh, something, you know, they're talking bad about Parallel. But that's still going to get people to come check it out. Like, oh, I got to see what they're talking about in Reddit here, right? So, you know, I think all around it's probably good for the community. And I think the community in general kind of held its ground, you know. And when I say community, I don't just mean Parallel, but the greater Web3 community kind of always supports each other in these situations. And I think that's one of our biggest strengths, you know. So once again, we saw that happen here, which is cool.
You know, that's the thing too, is with a game like Parallel, they're doing like a new part of the game with the AI, and I didn't get to play it, UKIN. It sounds like it's cool. Could you just tell us a little bit, like, what is it like? Because like my curiosity is, like, we talked about Hearthstone coming from World of Warcraft and stuff. It seems like the Parallel team is trying to build like in that same sense, right? Like, we're gonna have a trading card game, and then we're gonna do this so that you have this whole world. And I think a lot of Web3 games are thinking that way. UKIN, like, did you get a sense of that from playing the game?
Yeah, I mean, I can't talk too much about the
Top
game that I
secret.
played. Yeah, it's top secret. Unfortunately, that was an NDA that we
We're all
signed.
secret agents here. You're allowed to tell us.
Yeah, yeah,
actually,
yeah.
it's in the paperwork.
Yeah, so
Somebody's gonna have to get taken out.
right. Well, until they let us know, or until they can let us talk about it. But I did have a lot of fun with it. I think that it was very unique in its own realm. Again, it's going off, you know, the different ways of, you know, a trading card game or a game that you're building around a trading card game is, right? You, like Stash was kind of saying earlier, is that again, it's building its own thing, right? It's not taken from something else. So it's creating its own thing, and then it can branch out to doing different things, right? It could do like a car racing game. It could do, you know, shooting. It can do whatever, you know, exploration, MMO. It can be, you know, World of Warcraft 2.0. Like, it could do whatever it wants. I mean, that's like the great thing about it. And the AI stuff right now that has been utilized in that software that I was playing, I mean, it was absolutely amazing. I had so much fun. We had Sam there, Icy. Everyone was just chilling there, having fun. We were laughing and all that stuff like that. It was just great. But
so now I know who was there. Sam was there. Icy was there. I'm getting a lot of intel from you. Okay, this is good. Secret agent. Just give us a little bit more intel, just a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? I need to know about this. I know that Dub is a big fan of that game. It's just really cool. There's a thing is, like, people in the chat are saying it's a knee-jerk reaction. People automatically like to say scam and all this stuff, and that's true. Whenever somebody comes at you hard and they're like, you know, come and like you're trying to FUD you, whatever, you're like, good. They're giving me free attention. Like, oh, look at everyone's gonna look at me now. Now the question is, how do you respond? If you come out with a game and you have success or you do things that look good, then all those people are gonna look silly and you'll be like, oh, those are knee-jerk reactions. In fact, I should wait to just see what is actually happening. And like, you have my own opinion, right? That's what we should really have. Like, it's what secret agents know, because we're smart. And like, you know, get the actual intel, not just like, you know, the first person on the street to tell you something, be like, oh, this thing's a scam. You don't believe just some random stranger. You got to get the real intel. You know what I'm saying? You got to dig deep. You got to do your own research, all those things.
No, man, people don't want to do that, Doug.
No, they don't.
Listen to the agents.
That's why we're here.
They go to Reddit, and Reddit tells them how to think. And that's
you know, I've been in Reddit chat groups and all the things, and I go in there and make friends with people, and like, I think I can make friends with anybody. That's one of my secret agent powers, is I can just be, oh, Doug's my buddy. I just trust him so much. Reddit, it's hard to penetrate into there, man. They're so angry and they're so upset about everything. It's a little bit difficult. What brings us to our next question is, this is a kind of a controversial topic too, because who knows if it's even a thing yet, of like, what is the top gaming chain? And a lot of the different chains have like different aspects of them that are good about them, right? Like, you know, you've got AVAX that, hey, you can have a subnet on AVAX and you can have your own coin. It's very efficient. Like, it's just a setup for AVAX is like really, really helpful for a game to launch. having your own coin, all that stuff, and they help you. And then we have things like Solana that are like, we're doing super great, and then recently had a little bit more more issues recently, right? Like, is this chain reliable? You've got Ronin doing big things, and you saw in our secret agent memo that there's even big ass chains from China that are like trying to become like the biggest chain, and we're not even maybe plugged into it very much. You know what I mean? So let's go back to UKIN first. What are your opinions on the change? Like, do you think that there's like leaders right now as far as Web3 gaming chains, and also is there other elements that determine whether the chain's going to be the biggest yet? If that's it's maybe not just the games themselves, maybe something like Solana is going to be huge because of like meme coins or something.
Yeah, I think I don't think there's a leader. I think we're still all growing at the same time, and again, yeah, Avalanche is probably going to be like the leader at this point of like that's what I would think. Ronan just passed a couple of them too, so it's like number 2 right now. So again, anyone can really pass anything at this point. And again, you start seeing the utilization of whether it be meme coins, whether it be the games itself. I mean, all these, the infrastructure of the chain is going to be utilized with the community, right? So if the community is vibing and they love, the projects that are being put out, right, the games that that are being distributed, if the memes are really funny and they're really invested into, again, that's going to be all played into what is going to be the leading and most, I would say, community too, right? If you have the community that is also invested into it, is going to play into it. So I think a lot of different layers around it, but again, it's just that we're going to see who is going to be the leading chain that's going to carry us into the next cycle.
Yep, there's a lot of stuff going on with all these different chains in gaming. King Snooch, do you have any opinions on gaming chains that might be a top chain or dark horses that we haven't mentioned yet, sir?
I do indeed. You know how I like those dark things, I would say, we all know Avalanche. We all know Solana. We all know Ronin. We all know these chains that are tearing it up right now, right? I think what you're going to see is you're going to see somebody come out of nowhere that not many people know about, and they're going to end up being the dark horse that takes the lead and just blows everybody out of the water. Maybe 3-letter chain name starts with S, maybe sounds with Bluey. Just saying, I got a good vibe that I think that chain is going to take off and it's going to blow people out of the water.
Now, I'm going to tell you right there, I think I know what chain you're talking about, but I also feel like you're mispronouncing the name of the chain, and so therefore the rhyming name is also misleading.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think you're misleading us on purpose, secret agent.
Okay.
I'm not trying to give it away too easy. Come on.
So I think you're talking about Sui, right?
Yes.
It's not Sui like Bluey. It's Sui, SUI, like Sui, like yeah. I tried. Look, man, I made the same mistake, dude. I made the same.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna call him UKIN, we might as well call it Sui. No, I do. I think they're going to be a dark horse, and I think a lot of people are going to realize how good they are when you see some of these big games looking to them to be that top chain for them.
Interesting. I'm looking at Sui right now. They got a big following. They got a TVL milestone of 3 million. Okay, maybe you got the big wigs up there like Ronin and stuff having like 1.2 billion market cap for their coin, and AVAX doing pretty good too up there. And I guess we'll see. And the question too, though, is let's go to Terrace. Do you think there's going to be a blockchain that comes out of nowhere? We even see like Pogs coming out, and they might develop their own blockchain for gaming, and they have all these IP connections. Or you might see something from Web2 gaming. Like, what if PlayStation launches their own chain? Like, what do you think is going to look like in the future? Do we think that Rowan and AVAX and all these guys are continue to be the top dogs?
Honestly, everything's built on AWS. I can see Amazon launching their own chain and just capitalizing the entire market if they decided to do something like that, because they've got the money, they've got the infrastructure, they're everybody else's infrastructure. I could see that being a play, but in the meantime, for stuff that we do have available, things that are either launched or in testnet, AVAX right now I feel is the king. of gaming because they've got the connections, they've got the people moving over to their space, they've got the projects. But Sui is
Sweet.
definitely gonna get big. Sui.
Hey, isn't Amazon already tied in with Avalanche?
Yeah, I believe they are in some ways, but that doesn't mean they can't come out with their own blockchain, right? Like I think they do have some ties there. But you think about it, yeah, Amazon's like on your TV, they're everywhere, they're on your computer, Amazon Prime and all this stuff. If Amazon came out with a blockchain, they would have immediate like access to like half the planet. It would just be able to be like know
Everything
about
would
it,
be
click a
Amazon.
button. That could be quite a thing. But maybe they're avoiding it right now because they don't want the backlash of being associated with like, the negative press or something like that. Who
Look,
knows? Maybe they're waiting.
Look. I'll tell you
They
exactly
were
who the
hiring.
#1 gaming blockchain is. And wait, hold on. I'm guys. I'm getting a call on my Avalanche flip phone.
Whoa.
Wait, you say it is Avalanche? Okay, guys, there he is. Apparently, the #1 gaming chain is Avalanche. I just heard right now on my brand new flip phone, and honestly, I think that Avalanche actually has been doing a great job. Now, the reason why I would say I like what they're doing is that they have a good mix of things, right? Where you see like Ronin as a chain has a really great and like fervent community, right? That if the conditions are right, that community will explode, right? Now, it doesn't happen to every game that comes to Ronin. They like to think that's the case, but really it's got to be certain conditions, right? And I'm not going to say what those conditions may be, but you have that kind of community. And then you have like Polygon on the other side who has really great tech as well, like amazing tech, great team behind them, but doesn't really have that kind of community aspect to it. Like you don't have like those people like, I love Polygon, it's the best, and the community is amazing. Look at all the cool things they do. They've got some stuff they've kind of started to do here recently with the Mocha stuff, but not anything really devote. But like Avalanche, I think has done a good job of having both, right? So they have gamers who actually want to play the game. We've seen Shrapnel be incredibly successful with their recent testing, and then you also have the other side of things where the games are there, and then also the community is there too supporting, right? So I think that having both of those elements of like, okay, well, we have great tech, we have a great leadership, and then we have also a great community. And as the games are building together, it really makes for a really explosive combination. But I mean, the crazy thing is that just like every other cycle, we're gonna see a ton of other upstart chains try and make a run for that, right? They want to be the next Avalanche because when you look at it like that, right, there is kind of a hierarchy, right? So we know IMX, Polygon are pretty much very high at the list, right? No one's really building anything on mainnet Ethereum. But then you're looking at like your Avalanches, your Ronins, and then you get down into some smaller chains that are starting to do some stuff like Arbitrum. They're starting to get some gaming stuff there too. So I mean, the go-to blockchain gaming, it's going to be hard, man. But I really do think that with the lineup that Avalanche has coming out with Off the Grid and Shrapnel, right, this summer, I think we're going to see Off the Grid kind of come out and people start to play it too. I think it's going to be fire, man. They're really pushing, and everything I've seen so far points that direction as them being
Our secret non-panelist Icy's back here saying that Blast is going to be a big one, and also
Blast could be big. Yeah, I mean they don't. They're once again they're one of those upstarts. Solana I already consider at the top, man. When you talk about chains that are out there like Solana,
well, we have Base too. Who knows what could happen with Base? Like that could be a whole thing.
Base as well, yeah, but also very new, right? So even though these blockchains have like a lot of power behind them, like Base does, right? And like a lot of memeability like Blast does, that doesn't mean they're going to be successful in the long run, man.
It's true because none of them are going to be the true answer.
Doing it, and they don't. Like
the true answer is the MyBags blockchain. We actually our secret agents like agreed. Whatever MyBags is that's the blockchain. It's MyBags. In fact, Terrace, could you while you're driving your truck, could you release a MyBags coin and then pump it up, please? I know you have the technology as you drive your truck. That'll moon.
Are you rolling yet?
Rolling.
No, I'm still waiting to get into a door. They've got 3 doors open, and they still haven't called me, which is kind of good because I'm not rugging on you guys. But
just remember, when one door closes, another opens, and one door opens, another closes.
The sayings that we have, right?
I see in chat that there's some chain that he's mentioning Emu Table. What's Emu Table?
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
There's
The next
also
big
mind
scam
chain. They're doing confusion tactics right now, so that you basically like start to think that they know all the alpha and that you want to learn more about from them. You know what I mean? Like those people at the freaking the Web3 gamer people over
Oh, I
there. You
know
know what I'm
about that,
saying?
yeah.
You know what I
Doug,
mean?
Doug, are we gonna
Venom
get the
chain.
cake chain?
Well, there is Cake Coin and Pancake Swap, and that's why I've been waiting. I haven't released anything yet because we need to figure this out. You know what I mean? Like,
Look, this is what I'm going to say. Like, enjoyment in playing a game is like money, right? And all these different chains, they're all just different banks. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
the chain is not going to be the thing that breaks or makes the game. It's just another bank that you're choosing to go get your enjoyment out of.
Yeah,
That depends on the
but I will say
technology.
though, I think that just like a bank, these chains will
Some are
start
better
to
at some things.
earn
Yeah.
reputation, right? So you just talk about the reputation of like, oh well, games built on BNB in general, they're kind of scammy, and like you start to earn these reputations as a chain just because of what's happened, right? Because that's how people will look at a lot of times. Will look at a BNB. Binance-based chain game just because of what has transpired in the past. And I mean, I think that we see our same bias within the ecosystem, just like we're talking about that here earlier with the Hearthstone players, how they're just kind of like shitting on us, but then we'll do the same thing within our own ecosystem and like, no, so it happens. It happens a lot, man. But I think
you're going to see all these different like chains, just like banks. You've got the mainstream, the big banks. The big banks like Chase and stuff, and you've got all these little banks like the little mom and pop banks in town. Obviously, the bigger banks have a lot more backing behind them, so they're gonna have faster transactions. They're gonna have better infrastructure. They're gonna have all the things that are better. But there's
supposedly.
always going to be many options.
well,
the
biggest key though is interoperability.
Yeah.
So you think about okay, like you're right, man. A gamer that just wants to play a certain game, if it's going to be on whatever chain on Zai, right, or something like that, right? They don't care as long as it's easy to get going with the game and start it up, and B that they at the very least I would say if they're a crypto gamer they would want it to be easy to move their funds liquidly from one place to another or their NFTs or whatever it may be, right? So I think that's kind of hopefully the goal that we see here, within this multi-chain future, because it's not. I don't think we're gonna have like one that's like dominantly takes over everything. I think it's going to continue to be like it is right now, where we just keep seeing more and more, and like smaller products will be on smaller chains.
It's gonna be like Xbox versus PlayStation, where like they're both kind of just
But no, I mean, I think it's bigger, like way more competition than that. Like, we've whittled it down where okay, the reason why there's not that many console makers is because it's hard to do, right? But a fully digital on-chain business is a little bit easier than shipping a physical product, right? So
Right.
I think
It's still
there's an advantage, right? So you're talking about like, could there be more? Yeah, I think we'll have probably a good dozen chains that do gaming specific focused stuff. I think I saw Agent Money playing typing in chat, man. This is gonna be like the next couple of months, man. Next 6, 8, 10 months is just gonna be one new gaming infrastructure after another, after a new chain, after another chain, and we're gonna keep seeing that as a trend for sure.
I see Teddy in the chat saying, I feel the first game that understands controller support is badly needed in Web3 will win mass adoption.
That's not true.
I think
there's tons of games that have controller support, but they're not good games. I mean,
yeah, I've seen a couple games that I've played that actually have controller. Cornucopias for one. They're racing. You can use a controller for that, and it's clean.
But also, it is true because I do want to use my controllers. I want to use them. I want to have fun. I want to I used to play Madden and all the sports titles and be really good at them. And I want to use my controller skills to show Cairo what the hell is up.
That's what I'm saying. Like Shrapnel, I'm waiting for Shrapnel to come out with it.
Hey, I was playing Wilder World at NFT NYC against Cairo, Jesus, all this dude, and kicked everyone's butt. So bring the controllers and
the pedals.
In the pedals, in the things. Yeah, they can't reach the pedals, so that helped also.
Little guys.
I wish they were listening to the show right now, but they're probably busy getting their taking their driver's license test. Because they look like little kids when they're in the little pedals things. We had a lot of fun with that. Don't worry, there's content and all the things
off the side.
Yeah, no, it was fun. And then Jorge comes in and does a little cranker to make the seats back to child size. So, that was a good. I need one of those in my home. I love those things. You're just leaning back and drifting like brrr, is a lot of fun. Like you're in a Lambo.
called
It's
a
good times.
car.
Okay, but we have one lightning question that we're running behind, guys, because you guys like to chat it up here. But last question is, how important is it to brands and content creators or people that are like active in this space to go to conferences, to go to things in person, to even if you don't to go to conferences, maybe you go to meetups or something, like something where you're like in person, people know who you are, or even continually do that. And I made this question on purpose because King Snooch is starting to do it. UKIN saw you at GDC. Terrace, you're running around the country doing different things. You're very active. And what do you guys think? And also, Stash, you were also at GDC. So, UKIN, what do you think? How important is that? And also, you guys in the chat answer me too. I want to hear from Icy. How important is it? UKIN, you're first up.
You can't keep saying Ukin.
Lightning.
Uki. Okay, you can do it, UKIN. Go first.
All right. Well, honestly, it was like the best feeling to go to GDC. It was my first time really going to a conference or just a convention or whatever. I was like, again, like meeting everyone that was from Twitter. Again, I didn't see any lizards. I didn't see any pudgy penguins. I saw people. This was like a great opportunity to really get to connect with people. And again, I think it was just a great way to build great relationships. Again, I built so much great friendships with this. I felt like everyone just wanted the same goal and everyone wanted to build a great community, which we're already building in Web3. And you just felt it at the GDC. You felt it at the Wolf's Den. You felt it even at these parties that they were going to. I mean, I went to a lot. It was absolutely, I got dragged around pretty much at that time by Paisan and Ellie and everyone. So they were just dragging me around. But again, it was just, I just felt like I had so much friends that I didn't think I had friends until I was there, and everyone just, again, gave me hugs. It was like literally the best thing. And I think that if anyone needs to go to or wants to go to it, you need to go to this. You need to go to these events because again, this is just another way to build relationships, to build, you can also even build your business as well. Because again, I built, I got some contracts that I signed as well, just because going to GDC, right? I talked to people from like Ready Player One, that game that was supposed to be coming out in the next couple of years or whatever. I talked to them. It's like, again, you just don't know who you're gonna run up against or run up to, I guess let's say. But but again, it was a great feeling. I met Stash there for the first time. It was really awesome. I met Doug there. He kind of gave me like he's like, what the hell are you doing here? type of feel.
What the hell? Where did you come from?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was like,
hey, all you did was win at games.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So again, and Snooch was there too. So again, it was just all these people that I seen on Twitter, and everyone and there as well. I see Sam and everyone at the Wolf Stand. Everyone, just it was a great time. So I'd say that anyone that wants to go or needs to go, they have to go. You have to go to these events.
Icy says that he runs into me at events and he hates them. He said no one should go to events ever, that I just ruin the whole time. Thanks, Icy. Thanks, Icy. I'm gonna call you Mr. Hearthstone from now on. So UKIN, you had a good time at the event. It sounded like you had some good success. King Snoochie Boochie, we're saving you for last. You don't get to go next. Going to Terrace next. Terrace, how do you feel about live events? Have you gone to Web3 live events or just conferences in general? Like, what's your opinion on them, sir?
I've never been to a Web3 event. I think they're super important. I think GDC was amazing for the space. I think that was something that's going to help bring a lot of attention. Web3 Gaming Sucks was an amazing name. It was great to draw the curiosity of the person who's not into Web3, who doesn't think it's something that's straightforward or honest, and they think it's a scam, or they think it's just people trying to grift money. I think that was a great idea. And I'm sure it was Coop or somebody working with him that had that idea and was like, yeah, let's run with it. It's super important to have people from either your creator group or somebody from your project at an event like that, because it helps bring information around, it helps get eyes on, and it helps to inform the people that are informing people, like CryptoStache, like you, Doug, any of the gaming content creators like UKIN or Mark. So getting that information out to the people who are informing and making sure that they have the right information, they're not giving the wrong info, they're telling what's actually going to be happening or what's coming up that they can tell. it's important. It's something that's never not going to be important, because people don't have the time to do the research that they should be doing on these things. So they rely on people like you guys to help provide that information. So it is important, and it's great to meet people and share and enjoy each other's company and learn new things about each other in the space. So it's great for just social networking and everything also.
We're even
I
doing
think
it right
it's a
now,
wonderful time.
Terrace. Right now on
Yeah,
the show, we're doing it.
yeah.
I didn't even know what you looked like
I
for real until now. I didn't, because you're such an undercover agent. You know what I mean? I didn't know. I've
really,
never seen the inside of your truck and your secret agent moves, and like you're wearing your reflectors.
I mean,
Just
I'd show you guys more, but it's a little messy.
no, it's fine. But you're wearing
Some
the
of us have been on
reflectors to make
calls with
sure
him. We know.
you're hiding in plain sight. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
super secret agent moves. That's really good to hear, Terrace. You've been somebody that just showed up over and over online, like in Discords, play live stuff, streaming. You're just always there and around. And I'm like, how's this guy doing it? Isn't he also driving a truck? And then you're running Discords and stuff. So like you just, even though it's not in real life, but virtually your presence is felt often. You're just showing up constantly. And then, so that's really great that you're doing that. And in real life, it matters even just a little bit more, because you see the person, you get to hang out with them, vibe with them, you just you learn about them more. So there's multiple layers of it, but you're doing a good job, Terrace, of doing that, of what you've currently been doing. And I think it's great. That's why I was like, I got to have Terrace on this show, because I'm going to have King Snooch now talk about events. And you're just somebody that's like, maybe not well known in Web3 yet as like a content creator or person, but you've been putting in great takes, really insightful stuff, and just being who you are and being really supportive. And I just think that's really fantastic. So you're doing a great job at that.
I appreciate that, dude, and I love all the stuff that you've been doing too, especially those videos. Those videos are amazing.
Thank you. This is not about me though, even though I am the center of attention. King Snooch, let's go to you next. Let's go to you, King Snooch. You yourself just went to GDC. You also helped me out. I hired you to be on Team Hype to get some secret agent moves and get some intel and like get some of that microfilming of what's going on. And you did. You helped me out, and then also you did some good networking at the same time. You showed how there's multiple ways to be valuable to people, right? You know what I mean? Like there's networking, meeting people, but when they see you taking action and doing things, or just when you have that personality where they can sense that you're a go-getter and a doer, I think it helps a lot. And then you were able to do some cool moves at the convention. So how did you feel about that? Then you came into NFT NYC overnight for an event, then went back home. Like, dude, you're making moves, bro. How is it feeling for you right now on your side of things?
So to answer the question, how important is it to go to these events? I left to go to GDC a day before my wife's birthday, left her home with the kids alone on her birthday, spent my birthday, which was 3 days later, in GDC with all of my friends in the space at the Wolves Den, CryptoStache, Doug Hype, UKIN was there as well. That right there should tell you how important it is to actually go to these events. Aside from that, I did a ton of networking while I was there. I met a lot of friends and a lot of people that I didn't know who they were and learned who they were. The network that I had went from, let's say, 50 people to like 500 people. The amount of friends and friends of friends and friends of friends of friends has blown out of proportion, like so much that I couldn't even have imagined it. On top of that, the job opportunities, like UKIN was saying, the job opportunities that show up in these events when people see that you're out there hustling. I got sponsored. I got job offers. I partnered up with some people. I ended up meeting some very, very, very influential KOLs that I was able to connect with. Dark times, like just so many different things that happen there that if you don't take the step and the initiative to just take that leap of faith and go out to these events, they're never going to happen. It would have taken me 10 years to achieve what I did in a week.
Yeah. That's the thing, is you condense it all. And also because it's not just that you're going there to meet people, but people see that you're the one taking initiative to be there, putting in that work. So if they're like, hey, I got to choose between 30 people, they're likely going to choose the person that does that. And they meet in person to say like, oh, I kind of know them a little bit better. And that kind of thing. If you're doing good work and working hard and doing a good job, then like, and a lot of people there might be like, hey, things aren't working out great. Well, guess what? if you're around the people and they see you a lot, you're much more likely to be involved with things. And you can see the community coming together of Web3 gaming and stuff. Like this show here is a good example of it. It's really fun to do this with all you guys. And then Stash, you know, putting all this together with GDC, the safe house, running around, we made content. You know, you can see in my videos, Stash's, all these guys' videos, all the stuff we're doing. You see all the rest of us in them. Me and Stash are running around the park doing crazy stuff and just having fun and on the spot, just creating content, being creative, because that's what our job is. We're over here to have fun, entertain, and make connections between things. And that's really what entertainment is. It's like showing the connection between people, between brands, between events, and how much fun we're having. And we're giving that message out. And so, Stash, you've been a master of that for a while. And thanks for having the GDC Safe House. And I feel like we all had a good time there. What do you think is like the big takeaway from these events and why it's so important to go to them?
Well, I think that, you know, a lot of people here already kind of touched on it, but that personal connection is unparalleled, right? So getting that in person is like 10x over, you know, spending it on spaces. Not saying the spaces are bad or Discord chats are bad, but just you're going to get a much better connection, right, to somebody when you're there in person. So I think it's incredibly invaluable when it comes to the community and connecting with those people. And especially, like, I would say it's the most important probably for like the Web3 gaming, you know, companies to be there, to really get that visibility, right, in the mainstream audience, to be at these mainstream events. For like Coles and other people in the community, I mean, yeah, it's great to come and hang out and, like I said, be able to put the face behind a name and or an avatar, right, and be able to you know, kind of connect with these people. And there's lots of opportunity there, right? I think a lot of people here have talked about that too. Is that you go there and, you know, being able to connect personally with these people, you're going to get a better chance to maybe be someone that's doing that sponsored content with them, or, you know, being an ambassador or whatever it may be. So a lot of great opportunity for everyone all around, you know, but I think that the biggest opportunity really is for the gaming companies to make that impact, right? That initial, because they already got us, you know, like they already got us, guys. They know they have us, that we're in the bag already. They got us, no problem. They got to get the other guys. And I think that that's what a lot of these conferences help them to do. GDC, and hopefully we'll start to see more games at some of the, you know, bigger conferences too, so they can kind of push in that direction and get more mainstream exposure.
Oh boy, I think that
guys,
means
that's it right there. That's the Miss Crypto Penny hit the siren.
I guess we got to get out of here. We got to extract.
That means we've stayed too long. We've stayed past our welcome.
Well, this show is going to self-destruct in about 16.9 seconds. Thank you everyone for coming on the show. UKIN, King Snooch, Terrace. Everybody can find them in the comments down below. Go follow their Twitters, do their things. We've got to know you guys. Everybody out there, thank you for watching. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for doing the things. Let us know what you think. Get in those comments. Follow everybody. Until next time, we'll see you guys around the metaverse. Over and out.